Yuccas are drought-tolerant succulent plants native to the southwest deserts. The Joshua tree has a trunk and branches going every which way. The Mojave yucca has an X-shaped pattern to it. Joshua trees are known worldwide as icons of the Mojave Desert. The shaggy bark of the Joshua tree discourages climbing animals. But I've seen plenty of nimble crows, blue jays, and smaller birds perch on top of the dry flower stalks. The heroes of the yucca plants are the yucca moth. All species of yucca are pollinated only by this one moth. Neither the yucca or the moth can survive without one another. Before laying its eggs, the parent moth puts a pheromone scent on the flower, which limits the amount of eggs laid by other moths in the same flower. The moth larva eats the seeds for food, but the adult moth doesn't eat anything, which keeps the balance of hungry larvae to seeds so that the plant isn't damaged, and plenty of seeds remain in the pods for new yuccas to grow. The pods of this low-hanging bloom were eaten by a coyote who left behind scat and broken pods on the ground. Nothing gets wasted in the desert. The flowers of all yuccas are edible to humans, as well as the seeds and the tender young stalks. Yucca is different from yucca root, which is a starchy, edible root of the tropical cassava plant. The seed pod grows from the middle stamen of the flower, and it swells into this kind of little melon pickle-shaped thing, which is the seed pod. And the smell of the Joshua tree is beautiful, slightly citrus and creamy, and it attracts bugs from all over the place. I call Mojave yucca the hemp of the desert. Native people have been using this plant for thousands of years. Clusters of the small bell-shaped flowers, as well as the fruit, were eaten. A number of the yucca species, including Mojave yucca, contain saponins in their roots, which make functional soap. The roots were scraped and mashed to produce a lather for washing hair and clothes. When identifying plants, I find it's best to see them flowering to be able to make a positive identification. I'm fascinated by the stages of flowering, and they change dramatically through their short lives. There's an early stage where the flower develops and grows up. There's the mature full flower stage, and the late stage where flowers give way to seed pods. The easiest way to identify a Mojave yucca is the fiber curls at the edge of the leaf. Native people used fiber to make sandals, rope, and clothing. The cut leaves are pounded and soaked to harvest the fiber. I was fortunate to connect with Stan Rodriguez, a Kumeyaay cultural teacher. He's one of the few people who still know how to fashion these sandals, keeping this important part of Native culture alive by teaching others how to do it. I made sandals, and they took 5 hours to make. And yes, they were really uncomfortable. The Perry's Nolina is also called beargrass and has fine toothed leaf edges that are more narrow than the other yuccas. The huge fluffy flower can be as large as the plant, and some of them develop trunks up to 2 feet in diameter. These elder trees can be over 12 feet tall when in bloom, and there are separate male and female plants. The red yucca isn't even a yucca at all. It's a member of the agave family. It's native to Texas and northern Mexico. It's a popular drought-tolerant landscape plant, and the root was used in the decoration of this Serrano basket. Our Lord's candle yucca covers the mountains and deserts of Southern California. A forest of creamy blooms is a beautiful sight. When the flower falls away, the stalk makes a straight, sturdy branch, good for shelter building where other woody materials are scarce. And some people make didgeridoos from the stalks. The banana yucca is closely related to the Mojave yucca. The most notable difference is the longer lily-shaped flowers. The bigger fruit makes banana yucca a favorite traditional food of Native people. Fruits are baked or roasted, then the seeds are removed, and the remaining pulp is pounded into mash and formed into flat cakes when dried in the sun. I hear the taste is somewhat like a sweet potato.